I keep telling myself I'm not going to go crazy and get all 13 primes. But when you see a sign for 30% off Transformers, and the only new figure on the shelf is Prima, well, let's check him out.
If you like this content, you should consider supporting the channel.
That was awesome, Motormaster. Thank you.
And if you don't support us, I will head straight to your home, take my sword, and drive it into your...
Okay. That was great. Let's get some lunch.
I could really go for some sashimi.
Prima Prime. Silly name aside, wasn't all that interesting looking in pictures. But I have to say, in hand, he's actually kinda cool. I think my biggest issue with this figure is the colors. The gunmetal gray on the shoulders and hips look cool, and the metallic blue paint apps absolutely pop. But the majority of his body is this boring, light gray that just washes out all the fantastic sculpted detail. I really don't understand who thought this was a good color choice for the first Prime. There's a few spots of silver here and there that help, but not much. When you get up close with Prima, though, you can see all the fantastic sculpted detail. Like Solus, it feels a bit regal. It's like he's a knight in armor. And I like the look. The head sculpt especially is a wonderful deep-cut reference to that flashback scene in Five Faces of Darkness. It's just, again, a shame about the color choices. Prima is appropriately tall even for a Voyager. I worried he would suffer from thin plastic, but he thankfully feels pretty solid. The design team also did a wonderful job finding clever ways to fill in gaps, like on the forearms and the back of his legs. He's also sporting some fantastic articulation, including a neck joint that lets him look up, and he has opening hands, features that are always a welcome surprise on any figure. For accessories, Prima is wielding his very own matrix that can either be placed in the traditional spot of a Prime's chest or attached to the hilt of his included Starsaber sword. The Starsaber is a wonderful inclusion and beautifully sculpted. The transparent blue plastic is used so well on the blade, and it just pops, looking like energy is coursing through it. I do wish Prima had some butterfly joints though, because it would have made for some excellent poses with the blade. Transforming Prima is surprisingly involved. I'm always a little shocked at complex transformations when they turn into Cybertronian modes, because it doesn't seem necessary when they're not trying to replicate a real-world vehicle. But that's not to say the transformation is bad. There's actually quite a few surprises that were enjoyable, like the way the torso rotates around and the wheels pop out. The result is a very gray, kind of boring Cybertronian truck. I really hate to be so negative about the colors, but it's a true downside because otherwise, this was a really fun transformation. Prima rolls pretty well and can even convert to a hover mode, which is a fun little novelty. He does suffer from visible head syndrome if you flip him over, but that's only an issue for people who display their Transformers upside down and in vehicle mode. I want to be clear, I was pleasantly surprised by Prima. He's not winning Toy of the Year in my opinion, but he's not a bad figure either. In fact, there's a lot to like about him, and for some people, Prima is going to be a hit. There's nothing mechanically wrong with his design. He's a solid figure. The real miss is the color scheme washes out the details that make him good. But I also find myself going back to him and really enjoying finding new ways to pose him. He looks great alongside Solus Prime, and maybe that's part of the reason for his drab colors, because he will stand out against the other Primes for being a plastic tribute to a grayscale.
Well, you could just move on to the next video, or you could click the subscribe button. Yes, go on. He needs the confidence boost.